We're pleased to welcome back, by popular demand, Leslie Anderson, President and Chief Executive Officer of an organization called New Jersey Redevelopment Authority, which does?
We are a state financing authority. We provide financial and technical assistance to New Jersey's most distressed communities, most urbanized communities.
Let's break this down. There's something we were talking with United States Senator Cory Booker about literally in the NJTV studio yesterday. He was talking about, Jackie, what do they call opportunity zones?
Yes, sir.
Leslie Anderson, talk to us about opportunity zones. Where are these zones and what do they mean?
We have looked at, there are 135 zones designated by census tract in the state of New Jersey. What the opportunity zones have the potential to do is tremendous. What it's going to allow is institutions that have high capital gain tax liability will be able to see a break in that tax liability when they make investments in projects in these designated
Translation,
areas.
are we lowering tax rates in these communities?
We will potentially, through the projects that get financed, look to lower the tax rates in those communities. So you're going to see distressed properties come back online so that these municipalities can begin to collect taxes
like
on
right
those
now,
properties.
you're not getting in property taxes because nobody's in them.
Exactly. But we're seeing an opportunity to put resources in as equity. We've never seen this before. So it's going to go in as equity. It can stay 7 to 10 years. And in that time frame, it gives the opportunity for the project to grow, to create jobs, to create homes, to just better the quality of life in communities in New Jersey that truly need it.
By the way, Steve Adubato here. This is State of Affairs. We're at the NJTV studio in Newark. If you listen to us on a lot of different platforms right now, this is Leslie Anderson, President and CEO of an organization called New Jersey Redevelopment Authority. Is it a government entity or is it outside the government, your organization?
What we're outside of is the budget. So we received an appropriation. We received our first appropriation in 1996.
From the state?
From the state. It was $9 million. We received a second appropriation of $25 million for the New Jersey Urban Site Acquisition Program in 2002.
That means you acquire property in urban areas.
We help municipalities and developers acquire property. We don't do it directly. We're a lender. So look at us like a bank in the state of New Jersey. What we do that's different from a bank is we take on that higher risk. We're there first. So we go in first, help that developer get site control so that he can attract his permanent and his construction financing. But we also do bond financing. One of the projects I'm excited about, we funded IHOP in Patterson. It was critical to the city of Patterson. It was a corner property in a mall. We weren't used to doing it, but it was something that the city of Patterson needed, the community needed it, and we came in and assessed it and underwrote it, and it's a thriving and successful project.
What's
right
interesting
now
is other banks may wind up coming in after you come in and provide some seed money.
We prime the pump. So that we're there first mentality is when the bank sees that vacant, dilapidated property, they're not as interested in putting that risk in first. We put that risk in and we attract them to come into those cities and make an investment.
Leslie Anderson, let me ask you this. We are in Newark. We're taping, as I said, at NJTV studio. We're in the heart of Newark. There's a lot of activity around us, a lot of construction going on around us. In a city like Newark, where you've got a lot of activity, you got Prudential, you got the Devils, you got NJ Pack, Prudential Center around the corner. You got a lot of activity going on here. Do they need you, or is it other communities that do not have bigger corporations, sports arenas, et cetera, et cetera? Who needs you?
Newark absolutely needs us. The downtown is thriving right now, but Newark is a large city. There's some outerlying neighborhoods that have not seen the success that we're seeing in the downtown. And let's be clear, the success in the downtown is real and it's turning the city of Newark around.
How do you push it up the hill, if you will? For those of us who are born and raised in Newark, we know what we mean by up the hill. Literally up the hill from downtown in Newark, around St. Benedict's Prep and into the Central Ward where the rebellion/riots happened in 1967. Harder to get investment there, right?
That's why we're there first. That was the vision of Senator Rice and then
Senator Ron Rice from Newark, right?
Who sponsored our enabling legislation, that we would have the flexibility to go into these communities and provide the resources that were needed first. So what we do in a lot of those neighborhoods as well is we provide some initial technical assistance so that we offer through our training institute classes that help people understand the redevelopment process. So when the the time comes for them to apply for our financing or financing from banks, they're able to get it because we've educated them about the process.
Go back to Patterson again. I'm fascinated because one of the banks we deal with is very involved in the Patterson area. And I'm curious, and also there's a major healthcare system we work with over there. I'm curious. Someone says, you know what? Let the marketplace dictate it, Leslie Anderson. If, in fact, there's not private money to go into a property, to go into a development, to build an IHOP there, to build an apartment here, then you know what? That's the private marketplace. And that's what this country was built on. What are you doing having government get involved in providing seed money, you say?
I think the government is a catalyst. We have to acknowledge and recognize that there's a level of disinvestment. And the marketplace is not going to go into places where there's no investment. So the state, in its wisdom, created an entity like the New Jersey Redevelopment Authority to say, you're the catalyst. We don't stay there. We don't finance 100%. But we go into these communities and jumpstart the process.
You get it going?
Absolutely.
And by the way, if the market's not there for it, it doesn't happen.
We underwrite. Right? We have the responsibility to invest the taxpayer dollars wisely. So we do underwrite. And if the project does not make financial sense, we continue to work with the community on those issues that need to be addressed for it to make sense.
Before I let you out of here, we're doing a series on leadership. You know, I'm fascinated by the question. You can check out our website. You'll see it. Okay. What's the biggest leadership lesson you have learned? I don't want to say particularly as a woman, but you happen to be a woman, happen to be a woman of color. Biggest leadership lesson you've learned in your career is?
Leadership is about service. Most people get that wrong. They think leadership is about being the front man, being the person who always gets the accolades and the attention. But when you're a good leader, you're a servant leader, and you're about serving the people that are following you. So if you're not about that, then you're just a person who's on a walk.
Where'd you learn that? Growing up?
Actually, if I can give a plug.
A few seconds, go ahead.
I'm a member of Delta Sigma Theta sorority.
All
I learned it there. Absolutely.
But that is an iconic sorority that has produced so many extraordinary leaders.
Absolutely. And I'm one of them. I'm excited about it.
Thank you so much. This is, in fact, Leslie Anderson, President and Chief Executive Officer, New Jersey Redevelopment Authority. I'm Steve Adubato. This is State of Affairs, and we thank you for watching us. We'll check you out next week. That was great.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
State of Affairs with Steve Adubato is a production of the CAUCUS Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. State of Affairs with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Agnes Veris NJTV studio at 2 Gateway. Funding has been provided by Valley National Bank, Georgian Court University, PSC&G, Johnson & Johnson, NJM Insurance Group, United Airlines, and by the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey. Promotional support provided by NJ Biz, All Business, All New Jersey, and by New Jersey Monthly, the magazine of the Garden State, available at newsstands.